the counter, and I was like, you use pickles, and you told me you use relish. So which is it? That was the lie.
Okay, there were 2 lies.
I forced myself to eat it. Because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. Because you were really trying. Deceitful. That's the word.
Yeah, I thought about it this morning and I was like, oh, I think I need to come clean.
Wow. It's okay, babe. There are worse things you could have lied about.
That's the only thing I've lied about. That's over with. Hey.
No, it's like confessionals.
She's so chill.
Look at her.
Oh my god. Look at that baby.
Oh my god.
Look at that baby.
She's a little stressful sometimes.
She's such a protector dog. Like, she's always on guard. She never takes the day off. Like, we tell her you're off duty. She is always on security. Like, she's the Secret Service times a million.
Yeah.
And honestly, she's doing the Lord's work.
When I first met Voodoo, which we're going to get into because we're going to be talking about how we met today. Like, our love story.
Our lesbian love story.
And that includes Voodoo. Because Voodoo fell in love with me too. And I fell in love with her. And we're a package deal.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, we were.
They were a package deal.
And now we're all a package deal.
And now we're all a package deal. But we're not for sale.
We're not. No. This is not open. This is
is
a closed container.
This is closed. Let me just make that clear.
Oh my god, our love story. Let's go back in time. It was 1998.
It was 1993, the best year. Drop a 93 in the comments if you were born in the best year. 93 in the comments.
No one, no.
92 for the second best year you could be born. Drop it in the comments.
I was born in 2000, so I don't know what you're talking about. Just kidding. I was born in 1992, and I have no shame about my age. I'm 33 years old.
And I'm 32. And we met when I was 29.
And I was
a cougar. 31.
I was 31.
She was 31. I was 29. And I remember on our second date, I don't know. Like, it made me feel so, I was like, oh my god, she's not going to talk to me anymore. Because, like, we started talking about age. And she was like, wait, you're 29? And I'm like, yeah, it was on my Hinge profile.
Okay, so let's back it up. When we first met,
Mm-hmm.
mind you, let me give you a little backstory here. Voodoo and I had just moved to Tampa, Florida, okay? We were living in Syracuse, New York for a while. I had gotten out of a really terrible, narcissistic, abusive relationship, okay? Watch the other videos if you haven't heard about that. But
yeah.
This is not about that.
This is not about that.
So we were there for like probably 5 months. We were doing our thing. I really wasn't dating much. I didn't, after going through something like that, you're just like, no thanks.
Yeah, you need time. You need time to like recover,
But it was in the month of April, I remember, in the middle of April, maybe even at the end of April, I was doing all of these beautiful self-love practices. I was literally looking in the mirror every day, saying like 55 affirmations, doing like embodiment practices. Like, I was in my healing self-love journey. Oh my god, it was like so beautiful. So like, I had finally gotten to a point where I was like, I don't care about being alone. Like, I am so good. Like, I love myself for the first time I could ever remember in my life. And like, for the longest time, I was like one of those people where I was like a serial monogamist because I was so uncomfortable with being alone. 2 weeks later, I met Jess.
We had very parallel like journeys. So I had gotten out of a really toxic, manipulative relationship, and I was like coming into like a new era of my spirituality. And I went and had a reading, and like I was told all these things like, oh, you're gonna meet somebody who's gonna like fill your cup. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. Okay, one in one ear and out the other. And then like, yeah, like 2 weeks to a month later, I think, is when I came across her profile.
I came across your Hinge, and she X'd me.
Okay.
She did not love my picture. She did not swipe right. She
Let
was like,
me clarify, because I came across it was either a TikTok or a reel, and the girl was like, don't like them. There was something about the Hinge algorithm. I don't remember at the time.
This is what you always say.
Well, because it's truth. So that is what is up with that. So anyway, we connect on Hinge.
Because
like,
I swiped right, and I was like, oh, she's cute. I just swiped right. I didn't do anything. But then right away, who messages me?
Me. And I said something cute and witty. And then it was pretty much game over from there. I feel like we talked for like maybe, what was it, a week?
We talked for a week, like every day.
Mm-hmm. Pretty consistently.
Yeah.
We exchanged phone numbers.
Yeah, like the same day.
And then,
which I did not do with everyone on that app because...
Well, yeah, because
we
people
love
are nuts.
Hinge, by the way. You feel free to sponsor us because we love Hinge, obviously. Mm-hmm. But there are, you have to sift through, and you can tell. You can tell if you're, like, good in your discernment. You can tell in your body how things and interactions are going. But this felt fine, totally safe. So we exchanged numbers.
Right. So we exchanged numbers, and it was like... Yeah, we talked for a week, and then we, like, set something up, because I was just like, I'm really interested in her. We got to get the ball rolling. We got to, like, set something up. So we did.
Yeah. What did we do?
We met up at this place in St. Pete, Florida called Grassroots. It's a coffee/kava and tea bar.
Yeah, it was great.
And I remember getting there early.
Yeah.
And I'm going to post a picture here, but... I had asked my friends in the group chat, I'm like, is this cheesy to, like, bring, like, a bouquet of flowers? And, like, it was, like, a 50-50 split. Like, oh my God, so cute. Oh, my God, what are you doing? Like, no, don't do that. You're being too fast. So I took the flowers, and here they are. So cute. And we still have them. And we're putting together a scrapbook, which, stay tuned, because I'm going to be going through and showing you guys some stuff from the scrapbook and, like, our first date that we kept, which is kind of crazy to, like, have things from your first couple of dates.
Yeah.
And we don't really know why we kept it, but, like, obviously for our scrapbook now. Yeah. So we went to Grassroots. I got there early. I was like, I don't feel like I was nervous until she got there. And then I was like, oh... I'm on a date. And then, you got in line to, like, get a drink.
Yeah, Jessy had already ordered her coffee. She had, like, an iced coffee. She was sitting down. I was like, oh, like, I'll go. She gave me the flowers. I was nervous. I wasn't really nervous until I parked. And then I was like, oh, my God, like, why am I shaking? I was, like, literally shaking. And so she, like, went to give me a handshake when we first met. And I was like... That's awkward. I'll hug you. So we hugged, and I was, like, really nervous. And I think our nerves were, like, transferring or something.
There was a lot of transference at that table.
And I thought the flowers were really sweet, and I think that made me a little bit more nervous, because I'm like, oh, maybe she's, like, already really into me. Wow. And then so I went in line, and literally in line, I was, like, standing there by myself for a little while, and I was like, if she doesn't come and pay for me, that'll be strike one.
Well, I was like, do I go up there and encroach on her space? Or, like, does she want me to come over there? And then I was, like, also just nervous because I'm seeing this person I've been talking to for the first time in the flesh. She looked hot, and I'm just, like, shaking. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know where to be. But then I was like, no, go up there. Lead this. And so that's what I did. And I was like, get hot. Whatever you want. Boom, here's my card.
That was hot. I was like, okay, we're working with a full deck here. Let's go into this.
Yes, 52 cards.
Just be. I don't know if that's shallow. I don't really care. Like, that's, like, very important to me. I feel like it's really hot and it's attractive, and, like, you did it.
Well, I was the one who invited her on the date. So it's like, I feel like if you invite the person on the date or ask the person on a date, like, it's on you. It doesn't matter, like, whether you're masc or femme. Like, if she would have asked me on a date, on a coffee date, I would have been like, I would have still paid. But, like, you know.
Yeah, excuse me. What?
But, whatever.
I paid for the second date.
You did.
And then I didn't pay for any other dates after that.
She didn't pay for any other dates after that. But it's always been equal. That's not true, because you paid for, like, concert tickets. You took me on
that's true.
a bunch of other things. So
yeah.
So we had our drinks. We're sitting there. We're getting to know each other.
She's spitballing, spitfiring a million questions a minute. Oh my God. I was like... I think she was very nervous, and also I was very nervous because I literally could not look this person in the eyeball. Yeah. Like, I remember sitting down after maybe we ordered, and she was like, oh my God, like, you're so beautiful, your eyes. And she was like really looking at me, and I was like, it freaked me out in like the best way possible. But I was like, I could not sit still. And she's like asking me a lot of questions because I think that she just like wanted the conversation to keep flowing, which was fine, but it was just like,
well, I was just trying to I had to weed you out right away. Like, I gotta ask you these important questions because, like, I need to know whether to be, like, in this or halfway or I'm out after this. And, of course, I was in. And I also had Googled questions in the car right before. I was like, what are some good questions to ask somebody on a first date? So that's what I did, and I was relentless. And then she got so nervous that she couldn't sit still. She was like, can we, like, get up and walk, because I'm so, like, shaky and nervous. And yeah, mind you, it was summer in Florida, so it was hot, and I did not have a backup plan. Like, I didn't know that I thought the date was just gonna remain in the coffee shop.
Yeah, me too.
And we walked, like, far. We walked far. We were both so nervous.
Probably a mile.
Probably a mile.
Or more.
In the heat of summer, and we went to this place called the Dog Bar, even though neither of us drank.
And neither of us had a dog with us at the time.
Yeah, so it was a little awkward. We did not stay long, and then we were back to walking the mile back. And then it was just like, we didn't really want the date to end, but we didn't know what else to do. But we ended up going down to the water, and hanging out, and we, like, talked more, and it was like, we were just sitting right next to each other, and, like, as soon as we sat down, we had a dolphin, like, come up and swim right under our feet, which was, like,
that was so
a sign. It was like a synchronicity, which we had a ton of synchronicities. Oh my
God, we did.
In the beginning stages that kind of, like, just gave us that validation that, like, this is your person. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I felt a very instant, like, deep connection, but I wasn't like, I'm gonna marry this person. Oh my God, we're gonna be together forever. I think you definitely thought that.
I did not think that. I was just like, oh, I really like her, and I wonder when I'm gonna be able to see her again. But let's go ahead and divulge what you said to your BFF.
So, full disclosure, after the date, I was talking to my best friend at the time, and she was like, so how'd it go? And I was like, so I'm in love.
Yeah, someone was projecting.
I'm doing a lot of projecting, but I'm self-aware.
But we're going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real for y'all. So, maybe like a week later, we saw each other again.
Yeah.
What did we do?
Keeping it to, like, once a week. Because I just, like, still needed my space. I needed my solitude.
And to go just, like, slow, not to just, like, dive head first.
We didn't want to do the typical lesbian U-Haul thing. Yeah. Which, to some, it looks like we could have. But to us, it was quite slow.
To us, it was quite slow in comparison to past relationships. There's just like a U-Haul going across the screen. Then I remember we played the We're Not Really Strangers game.
That was on our third day.
At
another kava bar. We were like I was very into kava. She would always get like coffee.
Yeah, or something. And that was like a pretty cool date. And then our fourth date was the juiciest date. Because we went to the Dolly Museum, and if you've never been to the Dolly Museum, It's really cool. But that was the first time that we had held hands.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Because we were taking things extra slow. And I was dying to hold her hand. And she looked so good. She was like in all black. And it was just like, it was a look. Held hands for the first time. And it was like really cute.
Mm-hmm.
And we were definitely more touchy-feely on that date. And that was like nice.
Things were building. The chemistry, the romance. It was all just building. And then it was like raining. Oh, is that when we found the thing at the coffee shop?
That was when we found it at the coffee shop.
So we went to the coffee shop afterwards. And the coffee shop was like, oh, we're closing right after this. And it was like raining. And it was like kind of like romantic and cute and fun. And we were like running. So we're like, okay, let's get our coffees and then go. But when we got there, we saw they had this like little bin of like little scraps of paper. And like people like wrote little notes, you know, on different coffee sleeves and stuff. It was just like a cute little thing. And don't you know it, like one of the first little scraps of paper, we found this coffee sleeve, we'll put it right here. It said Brianna and Jessy, or Jessy and Brianna, with a smiley face.
It's a coffee sleeve. We found it. That was in there. And we were like, whoa, that's like the exact spelling. That's weird. She thought that I had like went in the coffee shop before and had planted it. And I'm like,
that was my initial thought.
I was like, girl, I don't have the time to be doing
I don't think I told you that though at the time.
I didn't.
Just thought that, and I was like, am I gonna be proposed to?
So it was raining. Anyway, we saw that. That was weird. We were feeling like some feelings around that. We were like, okay, that's like a big synchronicity. That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
And then I invited her over because it was rainy and like everything was closed. And it was just like, okay, let's go to my place and watch a movie or watch a show.
And boy, did we watch a movie.
And we watched like Avatar. And it took so much courage. Okay, this is so embarrassing, but I'm willing to be vulnerable because that's just who I am now. But I remember counting. If anybody has ever done this, like, let me know in the comments so I'm not alone. But where you're like about to do something, like for the first time, like hold someone's hand or like kiss them or like put your hand on their lap or something. You're like counting in your head, like 3, 2, like I was in my head. I wasn't really like watching the movie. I was so disconnected from the movie. And she was sitting right beside me on my couch, and I was just like, okay, I'm going to count to 3. I'm going to put my hand on her leg. I'm just going to put my hand on her leg, and it probably took me like 30 minutes just to do that, because I kept counting to 3 for 30 minutes. Imagine doing that for 30 minutes. That's what I did, so I was so nervous. But then I did, and then I don't think I moved my hand for like an hour. It was a very still, I was like, okay, I'm like trying to be respectful. I don't want her to think I'm trying to do anything. Anyways, I'll let you take it over.
So cute. So we went the whole movie without kissing. And, you know, to be honest, at that point, I was, like, very nervous about, like, physical contact and kissing and all of that because, like, I had really never been with anyone, like, sober. So, like, if you, like, have gone from drinking to not drinking, you know that, like, when you get, it's such a different experience, like, being with another person. So, but at this point, I was like, I'm ready. Like, I feel very safe. Like, I'm curious to see what it's like. Everything's great. So we watched the whole 3-hour movie without kissing.
And then we watched, like, 2 episodes of Selling Sunset. And then...
And still no kissing. And I was like, well, I don't think it's going to happen.
Still nothing. And then I finally, like, something I had always asked her on dates and stuff was like, how are you feeling? What are you thinking? What's going on for you? And then I, like, was trying to be smooth with it. I was like, she's not going to suspect that I'm going to say this right now.
Yeah.
So I was just like, how are you feeling? You know, what are you thinking? And I don't remember what you said, but then you asked me. Yeah. I knew you were going to ask me. Yeah. So then you asked me how I was feeling, and I was just like, I really feel like kissing you right now. And then we made out in my driveway for, like, 5 hours. I don't know how to explain. If any of you have ever experienced this,
let us know.
It felt like I was on drugs or like I was extremely drunk.
Yeah.
Like it was like a high, you know, it was like a total high. And I remember us like taking pauses, and like I stepped away from her at one point in the driveway, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, what's going on? This is like the craziest feeling I've ever felt in my life. Like I've never felt this before ever.
It was
very wild.
intoxicating for sure. Like our oxytocin, whatever other chemicals in your brain start getting going. Like that's what was happening, and I've never experienced that on that level. Of course, like when you kiss someone that you like, it feels good. This was like a different level.
And it still happens to this day.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what this phenomenon is, but we experience it all the time.
And then I went on a plane and I went to New York for like over a week and I didn't see her.
Yeah, it was like, okay, well, we left on a really high note, and yeah, I don't know. I think when she came back, things continued to pick up, and like we continued dating, and then things like obviously evolved over time and got more and more serious, and here we are, like I moved in, and like we felt like we had a purpose together. Like all of this started out as a podcast, and then it has evolved into what you're seeing now, and got married at 9 months of knowing each other, which some people will say is U-hauling, but I say to that, when you know, and I never really understood that phrase when people would say it to me, but like now I get it because I never had that feeling with anybody else before.
And this guy named, what was his name? This guy named Marvin. Married us.
Marvin
very
Gaye.
Casually.
Just kidding.
And it was just the most beautiful day ever.
It was the most beautiful day ever. We just took you on a whole journey. So now that you've heard our story, we're gonna like show you some little mementos from all of our dates, our scrapbook that we're putting together. Like, I don't know where it came from. Maybe it came from Haley and Kiki, like seeing them scrapbook stuff. Like, if you haven't seen their channel, go check them out. We're gonna show you those in our scrapbook. Okay, we're gonna go to the scrapbook now. Okay, as promised, this is actually one of the very first photos we ever took together, and it's just like freaking gorgeous. We were at the beach. It's like, look at the sun, like how freaking majestic. And if you haven't seen our other vlog, go check it out. This is something that we thrifted, and you can see where we thrifted it from. Okay. So these are just like little moments. This is from when we came to visit her family for the first time. This was just in like downtown St. Pete. This is from our first Christmas card together. And then this was, I was doing like a wedding venue thing, and it was pouring rain, and we just embraced it and danced in the rain. It was really cutesy. This is from like a botanical garden date. And this is when we took a road trip to
Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia. And so, how freaking cute. Okay, this is what I had tied around her bouquet. And here's the photo. This was like taken right before the date. And these are actually the flowers from the bouquet that Brianna saved, which is like so cute. And then these, we talked about the We're Not Really Strangers game. So these are the notes that we had written to each other at the end of the game. If you've never played it, highly recommend. And then I haven't quite finished this yet, but this is an actual photo of the bin that Brianna was talking about, where all the random notes were. And this is how it was just sticking out when we got there. So that was like really crazy. And we didn't take it at first. We came back and it was still there, so we took the coffee sleeve from Black Crow and Central Ave in St. Pete, and then we kept our little Dolly Museum wristbands, which I think are so cute. So we have so much stuff that we still need to scrapbook and put together. You can see this is like totally unfinished, but yeah, now we're like more aware when we go on trips and stuff to keep little things like stickers and bags and whatever. So we've been really inspired. That's our scrapbook. Bye!